That's where you know something's wrong. Even Zulu noticed. Something's wrong. The rhinos are gathering at the top, gasping for air. Never seen him do that. I think we may have been dealing with some old shrimp. Look at him, he notices right away there's something wrong with the way they act. You're an amazing dog, Zulu. All right, let's change the water. I haven't said a word. Sorry. Just not feeling like talking today. A lot of pain. It'll get done anyway, but I guess gotta put some light on. A little hurt, right? Got sucked in. I don't know. 50% water changes, so let's say 20 minutes. In and out replenishment of water replacement. It should be good. Get water change in there. So, I'm gonna let this run for about 25 minutes. And replenish about 50%. I did a water change over there. I did like a 30% change, which was about 15 minutes. So, really easy, my system. I know I've mentioned it many times before. Water in, fresh water in, dirty water out at the same time, like a flush in, flush out method, which enables me to do whatever increment of water change I would like without doing too much work. Zulu is in distress. He's having some kind of allergic reaction from something out there, I'm not sure. But his eyelids droop down significantly, he's tearing. It's an uncomfortable kind of like feeling, you can't look into the light. We rule out eutropia or whatever, but gave him some Benadryl. Seems to be alleviating a little bit of the symptoms, but not really going away. It's been 30 days, so we found a good vet. She's a holistic, believes in raw, so I guess she's just a broke-ass vet. Just kidding. But she said, you know, go ahead and Benadryl is good. And if it doesn't get better in 3 to 4 days or a couple of days or so, check in and bring them in. We're gonna have to bring them in. Hey, buddy. Yeah, this is looking better already. Doesn't look like anything's happening because the water level hasn't really dropped significantly at all. But water's getting changed, we're chilling, spending time together. All of my adventures always include these guys, you know, whether it's my cat who's missing, or my kids who are just too busy right now. We're all adventurers because school's on and, you know, all that stuff. They have their new friends. Aziza's sleeping. She's really gotten into some trouble as well. She ran out there looking for the cat and is bringing in all kinds of whatever seeds and stuff on her fur. Maybe she brought something in the house that he's not tolerating. Anyway, halfway through. You know I ramble on about stuff sometimes, and I haven't talked much about the raw feeding. Live feeding is obviously raw, but raw feeding for my dogs and cats, you know, as you imagine, I follow an absolutely most, you know, scientifically, biologically most appropriate way of feeding my companions as well as myself, and it yields pretty good results. As a matter of fact, the results are astonishing in very simple and very short, amount of time, because it has such a great effect. It really does affect us greatly on how we feed ourselves, or how we feed ourselves basically. And each and every meal, just like these guys, it affects their well-being. It does affect ours or theirs. This dude is 2.5 years old, 130 pounds. He has never been sick. You know, he jumps around like a little goat. He doesn't know he's 130 pounds. He thinks he's a lap dog. You know, he will climb on you and try to sit on you. If anybody had a Rottweiler or a Mastiff, you'll know they're very affectionate, but here very physical animals. As you can see, this is his favorite spot. Literally, you know, leaning against me or sitting on me. Anywho, the raw feeding methods are remarkably consistent, meaning you don't have to change much, you don't have to do anything other than provide it, and they will know what to do with it each and every time. So whether it's a different source of food, meaning different type of meat you're providing, time and time again, it'll be just an accurate, you know, food source, and most appropriate food source for them, and they'll know what to do with it. So, in a sense, alleviates us from doing a lot of work. But on the same token, you weren't doing much if you were feeding them kibble in the first place, scooping up some, you know, pellets, kibbles, and dumping in a bowl once a day, or keeping that bowl full, is all you really concern yourself with, and you thought you were doing a great job. However, we already know that's not the case. It takes a little bit of preparation and stuff to get the appropriate food to them, but once you figured out what and how, you really leave it up to them to do the rest. I could tell you more about how this kind of interlinks into our fitness levels, into our morale, our mental health, as well as physical health. Someone's over Zoomin a minute. Yeah, raw feeding, my friends. It is so basic. It hurts. Actually, it doesn't. It alleviates even financial burden, because you buy less food and you don't have any throwaways, or barely any. And that's huge. Eating good sustenance, quality sustenance, without throwing away any leftovers. My assistant. Oh. Well, yeah. Here we go back. So anyway, raw feeding, my friends, is basically an ultimate gift for your carnivorous companion. An ultimate gift. I don't care how much you love your pet and the best kibble you can buy and all little trinkets and such as, sweaters and toys and beds and expensive day spas and trimming nails, whatever, all that stuff that we do and do excessively, but yet forget that it all starts with a good health. And how else are you gonna get or keep your good health if you're gonna eat, substandard sustenance? think prison. You are the warden, taking care of your subjects here. Ultimately, it's, you know, you gotta break it down in logic somehow, some way, but think of it this way. There's prisoners that live for many years, you know, live out their existence on substandard food and a substandard life, or not necessarily. Maybe we could provide the best food and imitate the nature to provide the best environment, habitat, even though it's, you know, our making, or if you want to call it artificial, it's still by nature's guideline. All you have to remember, my friends, is that what's relevant is the results, not the rhetoric. We all know, and we have all bought into this, you know, advertising phenomena that occurs, you know, when you watch so much TV and you're being influenced by somebody else's opinions, or worse yet, misinformed about a lot of very significant things like proper animal care. I mean, I'm not even talking about some videos out there perpetuating same garbage, same nonsense of buying, replacing fish like they're freaking, I don't know, baseball cards. But even stores, facilities where they're supposed to be, you know, somewhat knowledgeable, they encourage you to make mistakes, and that's awful. So you yourself are responsible for educating yourself, informing yourself, doing some research before you get into something, and then failing it or fumbling it somehow, some way, having to, you know, blame something else, someone else for your mistakes. So hey, raw feeding, my friends, yields fantastic results. I myself, I omit any type of processed food. You don't realize how much you save on not just groceries, but the stuff you don't throw away when you make a, you know, meal out of basic and most natural ingredients, most naturally occurring ingredients, which is, you know, your fruits and vegetables and all types of meats, prepared and done by yourself, without the need, without the, you know, elaborate plan to host a meal, dinner. Think of it as fuel of all type, because, you know, unlike a machine which will utilize one type of, maybe two types of fuel, and we need all types of fuel. We need all types of nutrients, elements, micronutrients, you know, not just to mention calories and protein, carbohydrates, fats, such as saturated, mid, and low fats. They're all very important. Cholesterol, all of it. So replenish, my friends. Let the body utilize it by putting it to work, and then replenish with quality good stuff, not just volume, not just quantity. And you buy it cheaply so you think you're getting a deal. You know what you're getting? You're getting substandard, high volume, substandard fillers. That's basically what you're getting. Just a kid. Don't kid yourself, this is exactly how it is. Ramble. I didn't want to talk, now I'm talking my ass off. But it's quite an important topic, and it's really close to me, dear to me, because I actually found it on this very basic, you know, analogy, a thought process, whatever. I found my company, which is now offering raw, biologically most appropriate food for cats and dogs, all of all sizes. Yeah. So, research, my friends. I thought that this was just common knowledge. Apparently not so. And why? Because, you know, like I've already figured out, advertising companies do whatever they do to to get paid from whoever's got the money. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm almost there. I think we're a couple minutes. Maybe 2-3 minutes and we're done. I love that the placos are out enjoying this, well, piranhas, the juvenile piranhas, frantically hide. As they're not used to this commotion. As much as they're being exposed to it, as much as I try to, you know, condition them just as well as I did the adults now. I got them at 3/4 inch. They're used to me from tiny little fry. These guys, you know, I picked them up at 3.5, 4 inches, and with all types of bad habits. Okay, just wanted to kick up some more dusticles for the final part, final stages of our cleanup. Still has a chance to pick up a few particles as it kicks up the dust. So yeah, my friends, probably too long of a video anyway, and I didn't really feel like it, you know, I wasn't in a mood to talk about anything or talk in general. But back pain is at a higher level today, and taking even deeper breaths is quite laborious. Therefore, talking is a pain in the ass. I like spending a lot of time here quietly. Yeah, friends, I find this very therapeutic. A few other of my pretty close fish tube buddies can relate to this being at least a distraction sometimes. And other times it really is like therapy like no other. I can't even compare it to my dogs, my cat. I contribute to a lot of, you know, diffusing my stress or my anxiety levels. But this is another level. This gets you so involved that you forget, and that's what it is. It's a distraction that we sometimes need. I think it's the best kind of addiction that anyone can have, possibly have, because you're learning from it. You're occupying yourself with something, and hopefully you're doing a good job. I mean, imagine if you did a good job of being a drug addict. You'd be dead real fast. This, become really good at it, you just might become a professional. You know, what a freaking residual. Nothing to complain about. I know I've seen some videos about fish tubers admitting or talking about how much they're making on YouTube, and I gotta say, you know, hey, I'm loving it too. I made a few $1,000s already. It's public information, you guys can look it up. But it didn't come, you know, like all suddenly or without whatever. Some people say, yeah, it's a stroke of luck to get a viral video. I think it's not. Sometimes, maybe, but not if you get 3 or 4 of them, I suppose. What I mean is, content matters. It really matters. I mean, I didn't have fancy thumbnails or whatever out there luring people in. I've gotten better, but at least original, authentic, and not overdone. Because like I said before, you're starting to create some sort of controversy and play off of whatever, you know, somebody else's misfortunes. It's not gonna go well, or this is nature at its finest. So no wonder so many people found it interesting or educational, informative, not just a great spectacle, dramatic spectacle, which we have not been able to observe or witness otherwise, because they won't show you in the zoo, or there aren't that many movies out there depicting close-ups of this, because, you know, it's nature, it's river, dark, murky, difficult habitat, difficult environment. Here, sitting right here front center, lighting and all provided. I've taped probably hours, if not days, of, you know, hunting and or trying new feeding methods. We pray, and then you see only 10-15 minutes of it, maybe 30 minutes. The point is, content is definitely the #1 reason any video goes viral, in my opinion. Why? Because the content has to, the content has to draw emotion, some sort of emotion. I don't care what type of emotion, but some type of emotion. Makes you laugh, scares you, pisses you off, or both. And yeah, it'll get viral. I mean, the point is, content is good, content is interesting, the content is everything. For now, I'm gonna wrap this up, because I'm almost at the top. Yeah, I am actually. So here it goes now. And there it is, my friends. Nothing to it. I simply let the gravity do its work. What I should have said is I simply let the gravity do my work. do its job, let it do its job and do my work, right? Alright then. We're done here. Juvenile rescue sweethearts get a water change. I don't think I even got the glass very wet or anything, so there it is, my friends. Oh yeah, I got a shrimp feeding for these guys, but I'm not sure. So there it is, my friends. I don't know, kind of a soggy day, but wanted to basically bring you along on a quick day at the cave and talk about some other concepts that are dear to me. And some of you have asked. Kevin, he's a veteran. He asked about, you know, raw and some talking about more about it. So here it is, Kev. Raw feeding. I'm telling you guys, that is the foundation of good health. So you want to start feeling better, looking better, regardless of what your age is or whatever your predispositions may have been up to this point. I'm telling you, just simply look into it. Raw feeding and intermediate fasting, they call it now. It's been around for thousands of years, so nothing new. All right, you guys. Thank you for coming. My name is Marek. Everyone calls me Bearski. And today's edition was a bit different, but nonetheless, I always enjoy sharing with you. Till next time, my friends.